What's up, guys? You know who it is, your boy JS7. And of course, I'm joined with my co-host, Mr. Clinton Fowler, on the inside line. This is it, season finale. This is our season finale, and we're going to Vegas for the titles on the line. Literally, the titles on the line. There's going to be some brother-on-brother crime. So let's just get straight into it. Championship odds. Let's break it down for Clinton. What do we got?
Yeah, James, no surprise. Jet Lawrence is the favorite heading in this weekend. And James, it's a brother on brother. Whoever takes the win is going to take this championship. So while they're favoring Jet Lawrence, like both of them have the opportunity, they just got to go win. To me, the thing that sticks out is this. Jet Lawrence has got 38 wins in his 59 career starts. That's a 64% win percentage, Stu. Hunter Lawrence has got 3 wins in his 48 career starts. That's a 6% win percentage. In a winner-take-all scenario, stats say it. For me, James, it's simple. Like, Jet Lawrence is the favorite for a reason. I think that's all you need to know.
I mean, you can't really argue the fact, and not even just that. This is going to come down to really just clutch, double clutch. Which one of those guys are double clutch on this? And you think about Jet Lawrence, I go to some of the races that we think some guys like Eli and Chase Sexton, some of their best tracks. Jet Lawrence always steps up. Championship on the line, Jet Lawrence steps up. And if you need some history, just go back last year. It was brother on brother crime again, and Jet Lawrence got it done. So the odds are right. He is your favorite. But I'm going to say this about Hunter Lawrence, and this year I think could be different. I give Hunter Lawrence a real shot at winning this title and this championship. Why? Because he's different. You listen to some of his interviews, especially lately, he's different. He's riding better. There's been races this year where he was just as fast. He's actually beat Jet straight up a couple times. And yeah, I believe the only difference between those two is pretty much who starts in front of each other. But Hunter Lawrence has definitely raised his game up this year. So honestly, Jet, the stats say he should win. The odds say he should win. And most likely he probably should win. But out of all years, don't be shocked to see Hunter Lawrence. Like, he has a legitimate chance, no freakish. He could actually just go out there and beat his brother this year because of the way he's doing it. So, yeah, the odds say this, but Hunter Lawrence is pretty good. So you got to look into that. But, of course, Jet Lawrence is pretty good. We're going to find out.
And Stu, man, when you saw Hunter, to your point, you see him doing that podium interview. He looked pretty relaxed and comfortable after that first moto when he took the win and in the overall. So I'm with you. He definitely sounds a lot more comfortable. Hey, how about this track in Vegas? What do you think, James? You might have won a championship. You clinched a championship back in 2009 in Vegas. Different venue, obviously, but you've had some luck here in Vegas.
Yeah, I always liked it, Vegas. Not necessarily the dirt. I actually hated the dirt. It was like riding on like my driveway out there with some dirt sitting on it. It's really hard, but it's Vegas. It's Vegas. It's just everything's ramped up, and maybe some of the guys are ready to go down the strip. They're maybe not so focused, but the track used to be pretty good. They always had some big jumps. Here at the stadium, at the drag strip, is different. You're going to have a couple different soils. We saw last weekend they had actually 3 different ones with mulch kind of thrown into it. Here you're going to have that hard pack, that sand, and then you have that loose stuff that we saw last year. So a little bit different. The track's going to be fast. There's no whoops, but in reality, it's going to come down to the two guys. And again, Jet Lawrence and Hunter Lawrence. So as much as JS loves the track, I'm sure they'll be good. The Hondas are always pretty good on these hard back packs. It's just going to come down to those guys, and whoever gets off the start. There's a tad split lane, like they have like a jump in the middle of it. But nonetheless, whoever starts first is going to win Vegas, in my opinion. So the track is what it is.
Well, Stu, they got, no surprise, they got Jet Lawrence as the favorite for the championship. So shocking. They've got him for the favorite for the win. And he has won 5 of 8 of the SuperMotocross playoff races, so it makes sense. His win percentage, phenomenal. Hunter is coming off of a win. He went 1-3 last week. But for me, on the winner's odds, James, I actually think Eli Tomac's kind of interesting. Yes, he's down 16 points to win the championship. He needs Jet to finish third, Jet to finish third and Hunter to finish fourth. He needs those guys to be outside of where they normally finish. But man, he's the third winningest rider in the history of the sport behind you and Ricky Carmichael. He's never won an SMX overall. I just think he's going to be hungry. He's going to want to get that. I think Eli Tomac's an interesting bet here to take the win in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, Eli has been riding good all playoffs. I mean, he fell over the first race in Charlotte, right behind Jet, and then last weekend he actually beat Jet that first moto and was kind of there that second moto. So he's riding really good. I mean, so it's not like him and Hunter. They're close to Jet this year, and that's what I'm basing this championship off of. So when you talk about Eli going to Vegas, yeah, he could win it. The only thing is that when I'm thinking about Eli winning this race, obviously he's going to need a little bit of luck for the championship, but just winning the race, the only problem is that the two guys, Jet and Hunter, to them, they got to kind of win, especially Hunter. So it's not like they're going to be worried about the championship and maybe Eli can slide in. They understand, especially Hunter understands that he needs to win that race because of the way the points is and the tiebreakers with his brother Jet. So I think the whole motivation of him not letting Eli win is going to be right there. And we know how good they are at starts. Sometimes Eli has a hit and miss, but yeah, Clinton, as you mentioned, he's probably motivated. This would be his last race on Star Racing, and he wasn't able to get it done during the motocross season. So it'd be a better way to end this season in his career on Yamahas with a win. But you can see my T-shirt, guys. It is red. It is going to be hard to knock off the brothers. I'm not going to lie. You got $1 million. $1 million. So on the line, I don't think anybody's getting a pass, and especially that number 3. So he could, but it's a long shot in my opinion.
Dude, $1 million. There's a lot of motivation for those two boys on red. Alrighty, James. One of our favorite portions every week here, head to head. We got some good matchups. I don't think we need to belabor the point on Jet Lawrence versus Hunter Lawrence. They got the favorite is Jet. I just go back to the win ratio. Jet's won 64% of the races he lines up for. It's tough to ever bet against him winning. What do you think? What do you think between those guys? You sticking Jet or you going Hunter? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, I know both those guys, and it would be an easy pick just to go Jet Lawrence, but go back to the races this year. Hunter Lawrence was your fastest rider that first race in Charlotte. Even though Jet won, Hunter was the fastest guy. Hunter dominated that first race last weekend, and it was right there in that second moto. So this year in the playoffs, you could argue that Hunter's been just as fast, if not faster than his brother, even though Jet has, they're both tied on overall wins. So coming in this race, it's almost a pick 'em. The only thing I would say is that if one of them gets a bad start, we've seen Jet been able to come up through the pack where we've seen Hunter maybe struggle a little bit more. So Hunter is going to be based off, he has to be in front of his brother. Not saying that he couldn't pass him. We just haven't seen anybody pass Jet Lawrence once he's out front. So Jet has that on his side. It's going to be a must. So you got to lean towards starts in Vegas to be able to knock both those out. All that pressure of Hunter knowing he needs to be in front of his brother. It's a lot of pressure on somebody, especially with $1 million on there. So you might want to lean towards Jet Lawrence, but they're a lot closer than maybe you would think they are, considering all the times that Jet Lawrence has win. Based it on this year, it is really a toss-em. It's a pickup. Whoever starts in front of each other is going to win that race.
Yeah, and James, to your point, they are a lot closer than what these odds, from my perspective, what these odds are showing. Hey, the next one we got Chase Sexton versus Eli Tomac, and they've got Chase Sexton as the favorite. And man, a little bit of a rough weekend last weekend for Chase, James. I look at this and I go back to what I said a little bit before. Eli Tomac has got a reason to win. I think he's kind of still in this hunt, whereas Chase is a little bit outside of this hunt.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, speed-wise, when Chase is on, we know he's one of the best in the world. I mean, he could beat any of these guys straight up and vice versa. Same thing with Eli. But here in Vegas, as I mentioned earlier, some guys are maybe looking towards the strip. You know, I think Chase may be in that. Not saying he's not going to come here and give it everything he's got, but at the end of the day, there's a championship hope for Eli. There's a lot of motivation that Eli has. And I think where he's at with his team and just where Chase is, I think there's just a better vibe going on. So on this track where you would say they've all been pretty close, I'm going to go with the guy that has a little bit of motivation, and that would be an easy choice for me. I'm going Eli Tomac for sure.
Yeah. Our next one, Cooper Webb versus Justin Cooper. Don't confuse the Coopers, folks. Star Racing Yamaha, both of them on Star Racing Yamaha, just to make it a little bit more confusing. But James, you got a 3-time Supercross champ who just won the Supercross champ in Cooper Webb. But Justin Cooper, 5-time fastest qualifier this year. The guy has got incredible speed, but man, he's had a bit of a rough playoffs. I think if memory serves correct, he's gone 11, 6, and 11th in the moto, so not optimal. I don't know. I kind of like Justin Cooper just because I think he wants to finish the season strong, and the last couple of races haven't been that great. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been easy to pick Justin Cooper, and stats would actually say, even though Cooper's probably been finishing better in overalls than Justin, Cooper Webb, that is, I'm like, Justin Cooper has got one thing going against him. One thing, not speed, not the finishes. He had the red plate coming in here. Cooper Webb last weekend after the race, he had that same look on his face that he did during that Supercross title. And I was like, man, that's kind of interesting, because I felt like Cooper, if he wasn't in it for the championship, Cooper Webb, if he wasn't in this for the whole playoff championship, he was just going to be muddling around 5th, 6th, 7th, just kind of getting out of it. He's about a championship. He had that same face, and he mentioned that there was a possibility of being on 3rd or something. He had a goal, and that was a spark. So speed-wise, Justin Cooper. Starts, probably Justin Cooper. The way this whole year has been going as far as his motocross and these playoffs, hey, Justin Cooper. But Cooper Webb's, I saw that same face that all those guys has raced them, and Cooper's won those championships. I saw that face. So I'm leaning towards Cooper Webb strictly off of, I know when I see that face, somebody's in trouble. And those guys, Justin Cooper might be that guy.
Dude, Webb, when he's feeling it, man, especially in Supercross, just amazing.
Baby, sleep, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful. Was that Pittsburgh? It was Pittsburgh. He was rocking the baby. We might have to find that.
He might be rocking the baby this week. So.
Yep. Alrighty. The next one, we got Ken Roczen versus RJ Hampshire. I'm gonna call this as the veteran versus the rookie. RJ Hampshire has got 1 career podium in the 450s. Ken Roczen has 129 podiums in his career. The dude is just decorated. I think in this case, in the finals, under the clutch, under the pressure, a guy like Ken Roczen is gonna step up and deliver and take the head-to-head here. Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lean towards the Ken Roczen here too, as well, just because I think he's a better starter. And that first race at Charlotte, it was more of a fitness thing. So those were long lap times. He got caught by the end at RJ. I think Ken was faster, but fitness came in. Well, last weekend we saw good Ken was being able to ride, and RJ's been riding well. Just on this track here at Vegas, Ken gets a good start, which he's pretty good, and we know how good he is on the throttle here in these types of tracks. So you got to lean towards Ken. But at the same time, it really is a pick 'em to me, because RJ, that bike, the Husqvarna, will work well. RJ's had some great rides more in the finals. You know, we saw him at Salt Lake City, which is going to be the same kind of conditions, really slippery. So bike setup, all the confidence RJ has, it's a toss-em. But I'm going to go with the 94 on this one just to pick one.
Yeah, I love it. Alrighty, the last one. We've gotten this one a few times this year, bud. Dylan Ferandis versus Justin Barcia. We got the French versus the American. Here's what I know on this one. Dylan Ferandis sits 9th in the championship. In between them is Joey Savacci at 10th. And then you got Barcia at 11th. They are literally separated by 1 point. And the difference between 9th in the championship and 11th in the championship is $40,000. There's a $90,000 payout for 9th. There's a $50,000 payout for 11th. And James, I would not want to be anywhere near Justin Barcia, knowing that there's nearly 50 grand additional bonus on the line if he can beat you.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I'm actually taking it a step farther. I think if it was just strictly the money, I think those guys are all right. You know, they wouldn't be Barcia probably wouldn't go for a front end just for that reason. But I was on the plane with him a couple weeks ago, and he had little baby Junior on there, little Johnny. And it just, as a dad, you know, at altitude, the baby's whining and stuff, and diapers going back and forth to the bathroom. So because of that, and because of, you know how living is these days, everything has got raised up. I'm going with Justin Barcia because of cost of living, strictly buying diapers, buying baby milk, all that. It's gotten expensive. So Dylan Ferandis, he ain't at that stage yet. So that motivation, just like we talked about Eli Tomac over Chase Sexton, the motivation for Justin Barcia this weekend is strictly cost of living on diapers and all that. So Dylan Ferandis, better watch that front end. Letting you know right now, it's all good. And we'll have plenty of time. You can't do nothing about it because you ain't going to race for a few months. So I'm going Justin Barcia on this one.
Dad power is going to be real. You got to put food in that table. It matters.
Cost of living.
All right.
All right, people. Well, that's it. You know what time it is. It is game time. We're going to see the brother on brother crime. Maybe we can see Eli be able to do his thing. But first season, it's been awesome with you, Clinton. Thanks for joining me. We'll be back next year, better than ever. And people, as always, have fun, play safe, and enjoy this weekend. I'm sure you will. Clinton, tell them what they're going to get.
Just keep an eye on those odds. They're going to change when you go to the local sports book. Enjoy. And James, it's been awesome this year. Love it, brother. And we'll see you in Vegas.
That's it, people.